So it's early morning and it's day 3 and your muscles are burning, and the only thing that you have to weigh on is the fact that you don't want to be a quitter, because quitting defines you. And believe it or not, that concept of quitting or being a quitter brings more pain. It brings more emotional volatility to your life than the pain that you even feel in your legs. So what ends up happening is you say, listen, I'm going to do something, but out of not being a quitter, I'm going to go. And you delay. And you get up and you get your stuff together, and before you know it, you've ended up in a location, in a place where you're supposed to go and put in your heart and your intensity and your desire and your hard work. And instead, you go and you put in the minimal amount of work. Really, this is classified as an A for effort. You see, because you've gone, you might get a little bit of a sweat, but you don't push yourself outside that comfort zone. You don't really stretch. And in that, what ends up happening is that you do that day after day. Why? Because the mornings are early, the nights are cold, and when you wake up, it's cold outside. You see, you end up having a little bit of soreness, you end up having a little bit of fatigue, and you end up having fatigue not just in your spirit, but in your mind, in your body, and every single facet of what encompasses you actually begins to tell you, you know what? Not today, tomorrow. You can find another way, but you still don't want to be a quitter. And what ends up happening is that now you've made these neural associations, right? These connections that have hardwired and grown together, and they tell you, get up and go, because you don't want to classify yourself as a quitter, but don't fully commit yourself. And I'm here to tell you, that is a dangerous place to be, because yes, you have decided not to be a quitter, and you are making the attempt to get up every day and do the bit, whatever that is, whether that's getting up and writing, whether that's getting up and going to the gym or exercising, or whether that's getting up and focusing on meditation or how to edify yourself. But what you're not doing is you're not really jumping in and making the full-on commitment, how to develop yourself and your mind, your passion, and now you're being hardwired to go half speed or do the thing halfway. And how you do anything is how you do everything. And so my friends, my biggest fear with that is that now you've made these neural associations that are contingent based on how you feel. And when you're often and many times in life not feeling the way that you want, you're likely to end up in a space where you're gonna do the halfway thing, where you'll get up and do what's needed, but only at the bare minimum. And those bare minimums, those futile efforts, are going to give you futile results. You see, the futile results are when you end up doing something and you've committed yourself, and then you feel entitled because you can look back at your track record and say, no, I got up 7 days, 10 days, 11 days, 20 days in a row, and I did the thing, and now I'm looking for some kind of reciprocal benefit, but I'm not seeing it. And why is that? And you're not seeing the benefit, and now you're even more frustrated because you're unhappy, unfulfilled, and you haven't had the success. The success being that thing that you were looking to achieve, and it's because you didn't earn it. You did not commit yourself with your full entirety. You see, Albert Einstein says, mastery demands everything. A man must commit himself with his whole entirety, mind, body, and self. And so if you're going to get up and you're going to be that individual that's going to make that commitment day in, day out, and you're going to go and you're going to do those things, you cannot do it halfway. There cannot be any compromise. It is an all in or all out perspective. It does have to be black or white. That means that when you get up in the morning and your back is tight and your legs are sore, or when you have no muse and you don't have the motivation to write, or when your mind is wandering because you're stressed about finances, you're stressed about the home life, the relationships, what you're going to end up doing is getting up and doing that thing anyway. You know why? Because that's commitment, and that's what it takes. When you go and you commit yourself, regardless of the emotional spirit, regardless of the psychological wear down and put down, regardless of the physical trauma that you're going through, you're going to become stronger, and eventually you're just like the previous. You're going to develop hardwired connections, and those hardwired connections are going to tell you and prime you to say, this person is a champion in heat or in cold or any extreme in between. They excel, they succeed, and that's where you're going to find your success. And when you find yourself in that moment, in that vision, in that conquest, at the summit, you're going to reach it, and you're going to know that not only do you deserve to be there, but that you're meant to be there. And why? Because, my friends, you have done the do. You have done the deed. You have earned it. With your entirety and yourself, you have developed mastery over your mind. And when you do that, there are no limits. So, don't be a quitter and don't be a half-asser. Commit yourself to your cause with your entire devotion, mind, body, heart, and spirit. And watch where it takes you.